Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I think I say that quite a few times, but appreciate you listeners out there, whether you're in Warren, Arkansas, Grenada, Mississippi, Jonesboro, Arkansas, or maybe even right here in Bartlett or Germantown or Memphis. Part of the Intercom family here on Outdoors with Larry Ray every Saturday morning as we roll into our 17th year. Greg Ratliff is back at his duties as the executive producer. Used to just call him producer, but I thought executive sounds better. So we can call him EP, and they'll think that's Elvis Presley. But this is the fourth Saturday, and that means that John Gordon is our official listener, and he is he's there.
You know,
you like
the
it,
fishing
end
of it. I don't mind it at all.
I know you don't.
I can,
of course, John Gordon from Avery, from the band, he's got a nice-looking shirt on here. You know,
actually, it's a vest.
Is that a vest? It's really cool. Yeah, it is a vest. Okay. And he's got the Avery Pro Staff cap. Only. No, I've got to get Ron a OLR Pro Staff.
Yeah.
You know,
we need to have a pro staff, Larry.
Yeah, we can do that, right, Ron?
I'd love to have one.
Yeah, we'll get you one.
I would really love to have one. Yeah.
What do you wear? A size 8.5? What do you got over there? No. Okay. Well,
good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the
yeah.
neighborhood. All right, we're going to finish the show, and I got to head south.
I know it. Well, we both got a ball game. But let's talk crappie fishing. You were up not only at the big event, as you mentioned, with James Watson up at Table Rock.
Table Rock Lake. I was there for a Costa event.
Yes.
And from there, I just took about 2 hours and headed south, actually northeast.
I hope you went north.
Northeast to Lake of the Ozarks. Oh, what beautiful country there in Missouri, and had the opportunity to cover the American Crappie Trail National Championship, where they had 44 of the best crappie teams you can possibly assemble. And they had a total purse of almost $125,000 to divvy up. And I have to tell you, you talk about some great crappie fishermen, and they were able to catch a lot of crappie. The problem was size.
Yeah.
And, you know, our next guest is
he's caught a few crappie.
He's caught a few crappie. He is one of the original B&M pro staffers.
Yes, he is.
Has been all of his life there, and I got to tell you, a fine gentleman I've had the opportunity to talk to at Grizzly Jigs. He's there to represent B&M every year at the Grizzly Jig.
Yeah. He goes all the way back to Buck Simmons.
Absolutely, he does.
I mean, I don't want to age him, but we got Charlie Bunting on with us this morning. He and his son Travis, they won the championship.
They won the
American Crappie Trail.
Yep.
And good morning, Charlie. How you doing? You happy?
Good morning. I'm doing great, and yes, I'm very happy.
I can't imagine. Ron, let me ask him. What's it like to fishing with your son on this, Charlie? I mean,
Travis and I started fishing competitive when he got out of college.
Really?
And we fished together since back in the day that I would be fishing and he'd fish with me, and then I'd pull him on a tube behind the boat. So he's been in the boat with me since he was in diapers.
Wow.
But he come back out of college, and in '03 we started fishing competitive.
Uh-huh.
And it's got to be the greatest feeling in the world that I'm able to spend that much time with my son.
Yes.
And then your son being your best friend also.
Well, and I'm assuming if he gets in trouble in the boat, that Dad can take care of him. And I'm sure the conversations are unique to be with your dad and your son in the boat. And I don't know, are there others out there, Ron? Was there any others of the 44 boats? Were there any other father-son combination?
Not in this particular tournament.
I didn't think there were. I went back through the list. And,
there are some others that are out there, but not in this particular tournament.
And they work as a team. And talk about, Charlie, Ron mentioned you caught lots of fish, small size. Talk about this win.
Oh, the wind course, we're fortunate because we got Ranger as a sponsor, and we're running a 521C, and we was able, and with the power poles and the paddles, we was able to control the wind. I mean, we went down to 12-foot B&M poles, slow trolling, and by using the ultralight 12-foot poles, and with the Ranger boat and the power poles, the wind didn't really affect us too much. I mean, we can have white caps, and we can still stay steady in the brush pile.
Wow.
Hey, Charlie, one of the stories that you told me was you spent time prior to the tournament and over the last couple of years, you've put out over 100 fish attractors in the upper Osage River there at Lake of the Ozarks so that you would have your own personal places to go catch a crappie. What happened during the tournament?
Well, with all the great electronics that are out, we had 5 or 6 other teams, all from outer state, had found our stuff that we had put in the lake. So Thursday, when Travis is works full time, and so he took off Thursday and Friday to come down and pre-fish. Well, when we seen what was happening, and he started using the Humminbird side imaging, and started looking for more stuff. And we actually found a lot more laydowns, and we found the fish was actually in the logs that had floated in the root wads. And so we targeted about a 10-mile stretch and along the bluffs, and he found those, and that's where we caught our fish out of.
And how did you guys catch your fish here, Charlie? All of our listeners are always interested.
Yeah, they want to know.
Talking about. They're wanting to know what are some of the ways that I can catch them. How did you guys do it?
Okay, well, we do what we call power slow trolling, and what that means is we put a minnow rig on the top, and I tie all of them on rigs, and when we're fishing in the brush and in the timber, or the stake beds or the porcupines, then about 12 to 16 inches under that, I put a 1/4 ounce jig head. And then I got a muddy water bait on that. And so we're fishing. Our bottom hook is with artificial, and our top hook is live bait.
Did you hear that, folks? He's telling you how he catches them. A lot of anglers I know don't want to. No, I don't want to tell you how I'm catching them. I mean, we're listening to Charlie Bunting right here. Bunny right now telling us how to catch fish.
Charlie's won a lot of tournaments.
Where are you going to get that from anybody else? And I got to ask you, of course, Ron has put us on top of this. Talk a little bit about the American Crappie Trail, because this has really been, Mr. Morgan's done well. So tell us a little bit about the trail itself.
Yeah, well, Matt started fishing a few years back and been fishing, and he's had the dream about starting an old trail and wants it to be the highest payout trail ever. And so Matt has started out. He's going to have he had 5 qualifying tournaments this year. Next year he's going to have 6, which is going to be the max he ever has. That way the people can travel more.
Mm-hmm.
The entry fee's a little higher, but he's guaranteeing 100% payback.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
He's giving away a brand new boat for first place.
That's
so
amazing.
He's doing a payback from second through 1 out of 5 boats, depends on how many shows up.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job. He's very professional. He's running a very professional tour. Like I say, I've been doing this since '98.
Yeah.
And Matt's right there on the top. I mean, he's doing a great job. And I think because it's his first year, I fished, the first one was in Sardis, then I fished Truman, and then now and every one of his tournaments, he's doing a little better. He does a drive-through.
Yeah, that's right.
The last 3, all 3 I've been to has been drive-through weigh-ins. His TV show, I think, is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. He's
going to everything he does is filmed. And he films everybody. He don't just film the guys that are winning. He is not biased in it. He films he tries to get everybody on film that's at that tournament. So I think he's going to do a great job. I mean, I'm really impressed with everything he's done in his first year.
Charlie, you won this tournament wire to wire. You started out first day leading, second day you came in and won this tournament. And there was some very, very stiff competition there, too, because there was a a lot of local teams there, like Shannon Beckman and Rusty Brown and all of them. It was a tough tournament. I mean, everybody caught a lot of fish, but it was the size of fish that seemed to be lacking, the big kicker fish. You guys had, I think, the second largest crappie caught in 2 days there. And that really kind of helped put you over the top, wasn't it?
Well, yes, yeah. If you take that fish out, that'd give us right at a half a pound if we hadn't caught that fish,
Yep.
and that would have put us probably in 4th or 5th place.
Wow. So that one fish can make a difference, can't it?
Oh, yes, and that's the reason whenever you're tournament fishing, you always fish to that last second. You know, you got to you got to have that hook in the water, you know, all the time.
If you don't, and again, we're talking to Charlie Bunting, who, along with his son Travis, won the recent American Crappie Tail championship up in Missouri. And you mentioned 1998, Charlie. I know you told me you're 64 years old. You still got the competitive edge in there. Think about since '98, in your opinion, what's been the big transition in crappie fishing?
Well, for us, I mean, I didn't qualify for none of the national tournaments back then, and then it was similar to what Matt is doing now. You had to qualify every time you got to qualify, but Matt's cutting his field down, and that's what they used to do then. But the competitive, there's more sponsors out there. There's more. I don't know. It's just everything has got better and bigger. The electronics.
Yeah.
It used to be, the electronics is probably the biggest thing in fishing out there.
Yeah, Ron will agree with that, right, Ron?
Oh, yeah. Well, Charlie was telling me that they use their Humminbird. I believe you've used the helixes, right?
Yes.
And with the 360 scan.
It's amazing.
And they can pretty well tell and they're using 7.5-foot bands on their 360 imaging, but you can pretty well tell when you were going to get bit and on what pole, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can actually see. What we do is we use our side imaging and find the structure, and then we GPS it. And then we go back to that GPS point, and that GPS point actually comes up on your 360. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at the 360, you can actually see that log, or you can see that cedar tree or that stake as you're coming to it. So you're actually watching and by your rings that we're using 12 foot. So coming back, we knew we was about 10 foot out. Yeah. So when that 12-foot ring got to that structure that you could see, you knew you was getting ready to put your bait into it.
Wow, have we come a long way. Charlie, we got to get on out of here. We appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning. Again, congratulations to you and Travis. And I know that, folks, you can just put a Google Charlie Bunting and his son Travis and see some great. Ron made some great pictures on the Facebook. American Trail, the American Crappie Trail website.
Yep,
you can look
he's
on
out
that.
there.
And we've got photographs on lroutdoors.com.
That's right.
That Ron is posted. Thank you, Charlie. You have a great weekend. Okay, buddy?
Yep, thank you.
All right,
Bye.
let's take a break, come back, and now John Gordon can get his lips warmed up. We're going to talk a little waterfowl here. No, don't do that again. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.